So this is the Almasi Playwrights COnference. This is the 6th edition, and the first time we're doing 5 plays.
The 5 plays are developed over an intense 2-week workshop where playwrights collaborate with actors, directors, and dramaturgs to refine and improve the work. The conference is facilitated by Almasi Programs Director and playwright Gideon Wabvuta and returning U.S. dramaturgs Sasha Emerson and Stephen Belber.
Yeah, I was here 8 years ago, I think 2015. I think it was the first year. This year's 8 years later is incredibly different. The writers are incredibly accomplished, incredibly skilled. People are coming here with much more intentionality.
This year, the conference welcomed 2 first-time writers, Tinotenda Mangwendeza and Kingsley Chinanu. Kingsley's play explores the lives of sex workers in downtown Harare.
My main objective was to challenge how people view sex workers, because I'm very interested in women's issues, and I am a feminist, so I thought, why not write about them?
I really have not read a first play by a first-time playwright that has that level of skill. It has a very original subject matter that's kind of dangerous.
You're dealing with such provocative material, but it's great. You're already taking big risks.
I had great help, especially from one of our facilitators, Stephen Belber. He was very instrumental, sort of like a mentor in this case.
A guy like Kingsley, he wrote his first play, but he is a smart lawyer, analytic brain, and you can see him processing lots of information and figuring out how to use it. And he's kind of glomming on to what is the core narrative of my play.
What has been great is seeing a male playwright being able to write these characters, and also putting him in a room with Charmaine has been amazing, because Charmaine is so great at just constantly being like, hey, this is how women are going to sound in this space.
Your feedback would be priceless.
When the actors came in, it was now like high energy. He also realized how high the stakes were.
Well, when I was writing I wasn't thinking so much about that this is a woman's world and I'm a man. So that distinction didn't really come into mind until it was being read by women. And then I'm like, Jesus Christ, what they must think of me.
Coming into the conference, Tinotenda Mangwendeza was unsure how people would respond to his romantic comedy, Viola, which he wrote in verse.
One of the things I was very apprehensive about when I was submitting was that it's in verse. People might view it as it's too extravagant, or too flowery, or too English, or too Shakespearean.
Stephen also understands the fear that comes into writing.
It's hard. I've been through a lot of these, and when you're first starting out, you're hearing a lot of feedback, and it can be overwhelming.
They just helped me to, okay, no, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Bring the baby back.
For veteran writer Leonard Matza, the conference provided an opportunity to venture into new dramatic territory.
That I've never written a one-hander. So I said I would like to challenge myself in terms of the form, and then maybe use this conference to get assistance and see how we can improve on the one-hander.
The conference also workshopped new dramatic writing from returning playwrights Tatenda Mchkambizi and Zaza Muchemwa, who is both a playwright and the Almasi Associate Artistic Director.
Most of the writing was mainly from a subconscious, visceral, spiritual place.
There's a very special language that the writer is using, which is really beautiful. It's quite poetic and metaphorical, and yeah.
My play at this conference is called Tides of Change. It's about a 15-year-old who is trying to free herself.
His world is great. His character we're rooting for. It's a real heroine. It's her trying to get out of this.
He's an amazing writer. He is always writing. At one point, you close your eyes and then he's writing. He's changing everything every second, which I find it fun, because now you're always meeting new things and it becomes really exciting.
The conference culminated in stage readings of the play.
4 Women by Kingsley Chinanu.
We finally figured out the mechanics. But then, he couldn't get it up!
I am restless, anxious, and yet no one dies, sadly. Lazy village witches.
All shall kneel to Baba Zipwe, our sovereign, our father, like the fathers in the beginning, now and forever.
As sly as a fox who's just been appointed professor of cunning at Great Zimbabwe University.
Yes. It will succeed with almost 100% certainty.
If you had simply worn the shirt I suggested.
In the darkness, the wind becomes a whistle. Mavumo.
I definitely loved how you took us through the victories, the tragedies, the victories, the tragedies.
The main character had points where he got what he wanted, but then at the same time he lost it. Yeah.
After an intense and exciting 2 weeks, both the plays and the playwrights have changed dramatically.
The process has been gruesome in parts, but I think that is the whole writing process.
While it's been challenging, it has also been very rewarding. Yeah. The draft that I submitted and the final draft that was presented yesterday are 2 worlds apart.
Sometimes it's hard to truly articulate how much of an inspiring and soul-replenishing experience that the Playwrights Conference is.
Yeah, now I consider myself a proper feminist because I've gotten the band of approval. So yeah, that has been fun.